Hey guys, I think we're live and I wanted to share to you with you guys my reaction to the Biden ticket. Now, Joe Biden has picked Kamala Harris, senator from the state of California, to be his running mate. So we're gonna do a quick Q&A and live reaction. I want to see what you guys think. I want to give my opinion. I wanted to see what you guys thought. So yeah, also remember that today we have our weekly live stream, and today we're gonna be covering live the search or the primaries for some congressional races nationwide. So we have 4 people watching right now. Hi Con, hi class of 2020. So do you have any questions that you guys wanted to ask me, or I'm just going to talk about the live reaction? So I mean, right now I was not surprised. Yeah, I mean, I'm still a little bit shocked, I guess. Kamala Harris looked like she was not going to be the VP pick for quite some time, just because of some of her recent scandals and stuff like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, she ended up coming through as Joe Biden's running mate. So yeah. So do I think picking Kamala will hurt or help Biden? So I'm gonna think it will help Biden in many ways as well as hurt, because no one is perfect. I think that she will help Biden when it comes to enthusiasm, charisma, all these different things that Biden needs help on. Kamala Harris does have. However, I mean, I think that like Election Center is just saying, the debate comment that's going to hurt Senator Harris on the Biden ticket. And I would say honestly that a Biden Harris ticket is going to be a very strong ticket for the Democrats. However, it's not the strongest they could pick. However, I think it is strong in one reason. It's because Kamala Harris is able to get in touch with African American voters. Although here's the thing with Kamala Harris as well. She has one big issue. When she's very hard on crime. So that's going to hurt her, especially amongst African Americans who right now are in the stage of they're against many law enforcement because they were too rough on them. So that's one thing to consider about Senator Harris when it comes to this election. Kamala Harris will probably win the Democratic nomination. And look, don't be surprised if in 2024 we see a President Kamala Harris. And she is truly one of the best picks, in my opinion. And yeah, so hi, I love B. How are you? And I think that, yeah, it's a very good pick. So what do you guys think about Biden picking Senator Kamala Harris on the vice presidential level? I think it's a very, very good pick. So I just wanted to come on here for maybe 30 minutes to talk to you guys about it, and yeah. So yeah, I was, for example, personally speaking, I was a little surprised just because Senator Kamala Harris wasn't the most favorite, but then I was listening. I got the coverage kind of early, just because I was listening into CNN, and whenever they said that Kamala Harris was going to be the VP, I already covered it. So, do you think the silent majority will come out in election day? So, is there silent Trump voters? Yes. Is it a majority? We don't know. However, I think those voters might come out to vote for Trump. So I want to make this a quick, yeah, I mean, Susan Rice was a safer choice. However, she had a Benghazi behind her. So, I mean, although Kamala Harris has a lot of baggage in other forms, especially with, the Attorney General and stuff like that, Susan Rice has a little bit more, I would say, and it's a lot tougher. I mean, voters have been seeing that they don't like anyone remotely near Benghazi. I mean, Susan Rice and Hillary Clinton were the top people with Benghazi. So I think that's why he didn't choose Susan Rice. I mean, this ticket's not a surprise to anyone because for a really long time, Joe Biden said, I mean, and I think I've seen it, Kamala Harris and Joe Biden have very, very good chemistry. And we've had some hints, like that press conference that he carried a notepad that said Kamala Harris would be very good if campaigning with me and Jill and that type of stuff. So, I mean, at this point, am I shocked? No. However, I am a little surprised. I thought Susan Rice was going to be the pick. So yeah, I mean, the coverage was very interesting. I made a video right away because I really want to give you guys the information as soon as I got it. So yeah. And honestly, I think a lot of people are somewhat surprised just because of how Harris is as a candidate. Which state will Harris help Biden? Okay, I think which state the Harris will definitely help Biden the most. Personally speaking, I think it's going to be the state of North Carolina, for many different reasons. So I mean, it's going to be mostly because of African American turnout, which is going to be very interesting. I don't know, Shashim. I'll think about it. If you come to my live stream today, later today, I might. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Hey, Atif, how are you? Have you heard, that Kamala Harris is now Joe Biden's VP? You know, when I heard the news, I mean, I wasn't shocked. I mean, what did you guys, when you guys found out, what did you feel? Were you shocked? Were you happy? Were you kind of like sad because you wanted someone else? How did you feel when it was announced that Kamala Harris was the VP for Joe Biden? So yeah, we have a lot of people popping into the chat, so that's really nice. We have a lot of people coming in, and we have a lot of people chatting today, which is really nice. We have 7 people live. So yeah. Yeah, so Kamala Harris, I mean, okay, yeah, now we can start talking about 2024 a little bit, because we know who is the leading candidate. I mean, I think even though, if she wasn't the VP, she probably would have ran for the nomination. You felt shocked. Atif, who do you think it was going to be? Do you think Trump radical left ads are hurting him since Biden is tough on crime? I mean, not really. I think honestly they played it really smart because one, they can counter the like the tough on crime ads from Trump, have very big. They could rebuttal Donald Trump's claims that the Democrats are being way too liberal. Kamala Harris, I would say she falls a little bit to the left of Biden, though she is she's on the other side of conservative Democrats because of her views on crime. You thought it would be Belle Demings. You thought, okay, you were happy. She would have been a better choice. Yeah, you know, Belle Demings could have been a better choice. What state will Biden help because of Harris? I think it's only going to be between North Carolina, would be the biggest state. Very heavily African American. And in North Carolina, to win, you have to have very big African American excitement. However, I mean, we still don't know how, like, we know that, okay, in California, she's not that popular. However, I mean, Kamala Harris is somewhat popular, I would say, with African Americans, because she is an African American, or actually, she's a Black American, because I think, if I'm correct, she's not African, but that doesn't matter. But I mean, generally speaking, Kamala Harris has a very, very, very big appeal with Black voters, so that's really going to help her out. Who do you guys think it was going to be? And guys, I mean, I was actually really surprised. I made the video, I made like super instantly, like I barely had any time to make it. But I really wanted to give you guys the news as quickly as possible, so that's good. Let me read the chat if there's anything else. Texas, I mean, with Texas, I think Kamala Harris certainly helps. However, I mean, she's not going to do much. Here's the thing with Harris. She appeals to most minorities, but instead of heavily appealing to one, she kind of equally appeals to all, which is an upside and a downside. So we don't really know how that's going to play out. However, that certainly does help Biden. Unfollow Joe. Okay. Yeah, you know, a lot of people thought it was going to be Gretchen Whitmer because Gretchen Whitmer went out on, I think, last weekend, and she went out to Delaware to meet with Biden. Yeah, I mean, he was in a lot of pressure to pick a woman of color. I want to see how this plays out, and it's going to be historic if Harris is elected, and I think she is the young, charismatic person that the Democratic needs. Is Pence helping Trump in any states? No, absolutely not. I mean, maybe Indiana, but if Pence does anything, I think he's just kind of hurting the Trump ticket. I think a smart move on the Trump campaign's part should have been kick off Mike Pence, bring in Nikki Haley, and then they're essentially playing identity politics. Yeah, I mean, right now we're looking at a very, very interesting 2020 race. Now that Biden and Harris are the official ticket now, And it's going to be very interesting to see how it ends up playing out. So, yeah. Yeah, if she probably will be a two-term president. However, since we have a Biden presidency now, and then 2024, let's suppose that Harris does get elected, we might have party fatigue, because usually party fatigue is 8 years long, in 8-year terms, so yeah. Pence versus Harris 2024. You know, I'm honestly going to say this right off the bat. I think if Pence runs in 2024, he's not going to win the Republican nomination, though. So if that ends up being the case, Harris will blow out Pence, just because Harris is somewhat more moderate than Pence, and that will help the Democrats out in many places. I think in 2024 it's going to be like a Nikki Haley, or a Josh Hawley, or a Marco Rubio, or a Ted Cruz running. But I don't think that a Mike Pence will run in 2024. But I think if Harris runs and they actually win, because again, supposing that Harris wins and essentially Biden wins, we don't know what's going to end up happening. So it's going to be very interesting to see at the end of the day what ends up happening. Yeah, you know, I'm going to have to agree with you guys here, but I honestly going to agree that Pence will probably not run in 2024. So, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, essentially this is a very, very interesting pick. And I wanted to remind you guys that today I have the full coverage of very important congressional primaries in a lot of these places. So, we have Ilhan Omar holding on to her seat. And we have presidential primaries in Connecticut. Runoff primaries in Georgia. We have other primaries in states, if I'm correct, Vermont. And we have primaries in many other parts of the country. So please check it out today. We're going to have it at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Please tune in to have a very cool primary night in America. And I think, honestly, this is going to take over the news cycle today. Instead of, like, how in 2024, or 2024. I mean, last week we had the very big Kansas primary. But since that is now no longer the big thing, we're also going to cover the Biden-Harris ticket. If Biden wins, do you think left-leaning content will turn into the skeptics community? You know, I honestly feel no. Because here's the thing. A lot of people feel like CNN is just pro-all Democrats. And MSNBC is just all pro-Democrats. That, I think, is not the case. They're pro-moderates and they're corporate biased. So, generally speaking, if a progressive wins, then it's going to be skepticism content. But if Biden wins, it's probably not going to be skepticism. If anything, it's only going to be Fox News. Yeah, I mean, elections, and I think everyone feels the same. We all love politics, but many of us dislike politicians. Let's see how everyone's reacting on Twitter. I actually wanted to see this because, I guess this is huge news. Joe Biden selects Kamala Harris. They just released. Oh, this is very, very interesting. So, I mean, literally seconds after they said who it was going to be, the Trump campaign just released an ad about Kamala Harris being a radical leftist. She's Medicare for All plan makes no sense. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be very interesting. I just wanted to look at Twitter for a second, and I knew the Trump campaign was going to do something like that right off the bat. Okay, so Khan is asking an off-topic question. That's fine. Do you think the U.S. will undo the COVID-19 response after the election? I mean, it's already done. I mean, by the time that we get over Election Day, most cases would already be done. But if Biden wins the election, he will take in more preventive measures at least, just in case a third wave comes into the U.S. So, yeah, I was checking Twitter, and I think everyone's super excited about VP pick. Biden-Harris 2020. Yeah, it's trending on Twitter, so that's interesting. You could have a progressive president by 2032. So that's going to be very interesting. So, yeah. Yeah, you know, I don't know, but that's what Trump said. And I find sometimes that, like, Trump ads are kind of really funny because, again, all political ads are very, very over-exaggerated. So, essentially, that's what we're going to have. So, I think today I'm actually going to go live. I'm going to talk, by the time we do the live stream today, I will cover the races that we do have, as well as the Biden-Harris VP pick. because I know a lot of people are interested in that. So I'm gonna keep on kind of reading Twitter, seeing yeah, so Kamala Harris just tweeted, like, she confirmed it. So she is the VP pick for Joe Biden at this time. And yeah, so we have a lot of information now. I don't know if Joe Biden has tweeted anything. Yeah, Biden just announced it on Twitter. Could Harris help Biden in Georgia, like a flip? You know, maybe a whole flip, I wouldn't say so. However, I mean, she's definitely going to push it over. I mean, if it does flip, it's probably going to be because of Harris. And, I mean, I think Harris is a good pick for the South. And just picking Harris shows us that the Trump campaign, or not the Trump campaign, what am I saying? The Biden campaign is heavily focused on the South, Georgia, and stuff like that. Harris 2028. Yeah, that's probably going to be, true. Face reveal at 10K. I already did a face reveal, but sure. But I mean, I was like, when I read that Kamala Harris was going to be VP, I already told you guys, shocked. But I mean, I kind of expected it. I mean, I honestly feel like out of any of the people that Biden could have picked, he has the most chemistry with Harris, because him and his deceased son, Beau Biden, was very good friends with Kamala Harris, as they were attorney generals of their respective states, in this case Delaware and California, and all that different stuff. So yeah, I mean, personally speaking, I think Harris and Biden share a lot of charisma, and I think the times they've campaigned together, all those different things, I think they are very good as a ticket. And I think honestly Harris is just another voice in the Democratic Party, and she's a rising star in the Democratic Party. After this, Kamala Harris will be top party leadership. And that's with her only being, like, big general member of the party for a couple of years. I mean, she got elected to the Senate in 2016. Oh, don't worry, not trash. I mean, it's fine. Or not trash with an X. I did a right face reveal, but I mean, usually with my live stream, sometimes I do it, sometimes I do, like, with my face. It's just, it really does depend. I could do it, but I personally don't like doing it too much. However, you can. The live stream is up on my channel if you want to go check it out. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to know also, like, what were you guys thinking when they announced it? And when did you find out? So did you find out, like, right on the moment that they just said it? When did you find out when I made the video? Did you guys find out on Twitter? Did you guys find out? How did you guys find out that Joe Biden chose Kamala Harris? And I think a lot of us are still a little bit shocked. Again, it's not too big of a shock considering that this ticket has been highly rumored, I guess, for a very long time. So yeah, I mean, Jared Polis in 2032. I mean, I'm skeptical of a Jared Polis run in 2032, just because he is on the more, I guess, super liberal side. So yeah. So you found out by Joe Biden's tweet. So I think I posted it, like, right after, when I, like, made the announcement on the channel, because I was listening to CNN, because, like, usually for election news, I listen to CNN, because they have very good political commentators, compared to maybe other channels. So yeah, you saw it on the news app. Yeah, so I mean, I posted the video, and, like, right before, like, a lot of those notifications started coming in, because I was actively listening and waiting for it. You know, I was filming today a video. I was in the middle of filming the video, and I got an alert, like, Joe Biden has supposedly picked his VP pick, and I said, I'm going to, like, leave that video idea that I was filming for another day, and I wanted to, like, focus today on the VP pick, and also the presidential, or not the presidential primaries, but on the congressional primaries we have later on today. But I think, honestly, a Biden-Harris reaction might be better. I don't know what you guys want to see. So would you like it when you guys see the so yeah, I think I'm gonna make it the live stream also about Biden Harris. So I'll have to edit that on the YouTube app and edit the thumbnail so it's representative of what I will be covering on the thing. Maybe Texas might go Democrat. You know, maybe. However, I mean, although Harris does bring a lot of support from different minorities and stuff, I wouldn't count too much on it for her to bring a lot more different support, especially in a state like Texas. If she was more of a conservative, super conservative Democrat, I mean, although she is conservative, she doesn't have too many liberal, conservative ideas. It's just crime for the most part. Not the perfect candidate for Texas. I think if they wanted to pick and win Texas, he should have chosen Beto, but again, Beto's not a girl, so, or a woman, so something else to notice. We have 18 people watching live. Can we hit 10 likes? I think we can do that. 10 likes, I think, is very likely. Whoops. Sorry about that. That was where this is the slide where I make my thumbnail, so I accidentally did that. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, very, very, very likely that this ticket is going to be very strong. I don't know how a Biden and Warren ticket would have looked like. I think that would have been an awkward ticket, maybe. However, I mean, the Biden-Harris ticket is a very good ticket, in my opinion. So, I mean, at this point in time, I mean, yeah, I mean, the Kamala Harris, I think, should be excited. You know, when I started getting some of the first clues that I was getting, I thought it was going to be Susanna Rice because, oh yeah, don't worry about Tucker Carlson. He's going to go into the longest rant he's ever gone on. I mean, I remember he had like one long rant about COVID-19 once, and this is probably going to be longer, but when they announced, because I mean, I was watching CNN, and CNN, they had the information about the, who the team of the VP was going to be. I honestly thought it was going to be Susanna Rice, because it was mostly people who were part of the Obama administration, so I would have thought it would have been someone that was in the Obama administration. My opinion on Kirsten Sinema, she is a very good politician, very moderate, and she has very good ideas, and she's a good leader. I think she's kind of the future of John McCain. She's like the Democrat version of John McCain. Both from Arizona, both super moderate, and both bipartisan. So yeah, today I might cover more of the VP later on my live stream, because this is just a quick live stream I did. I wanted to do with you guys to check in, and after the Biden-Harris VP extravaganza, and I will do that later today. I will do the primary coverage like expected. I will also sprinkle in some Biden-Harris content. I'm going to do also, who remembers my documentary style video? I don't know if you guys seen it. It's the video that you guys first see when it's on my page, and it's called like the 2020 election explained, something like that. I might do it. Tell me if you guys would be interested in doing that for Kamala Harris and doing her like a little biography in her political career. Why do people do not trust August polls? August polls are, I'm going to be honest with you right here, August polls are usually the most inaccurate, because that's when a lot of the candidates get their convention booths, and that tells us that the convention booths are very artificial. So, I mean, right now, if you compare to 2016, for example, Hillary Clinton was leading in almost all states. She was leading like by a ton of points in Florida, North Carolina, the Rust Belt, Ohio, and Donald Trump ended up winning in some of those states by 5%. So the polls were off a little bit. Trump press conference. Surprisingly. Let me see. Yeah, but I mean, this is a very interesting ticket. What do you guys think about the ticket personally? And what do you think is going to be the reaction of the Republican Party? Do you think they're going to start... I think they honestly have to have Biden VP ads ready. I mean, if Donald Trump just released one like 5 minutes ago, going to be interesting to see. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting road to the presidency now that we know who the VP is. And I think Harris is one of the most inspiring, I guess, VP picks in modern history, I would say, since probably Al Gore here. Maybe actually, yeah, I mean, Al Gore was a very good VP pick, but ever since 2000, VP picks haven't been like super exciting. I mean, maybe John Edwards at most, but for the most part, I mean, it's been Joe Lieberman in 2000, if I'm correct. So you had Joe Lieberman, you had Dick Cheney. I mean, kind of boring if you ask me. So yeah. But of course, they're gonna start spreading misinformation. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, they have a lot to work with now that the Democratic Party chose its official platform, and what they're going to like cover and stuff like that. So, interesting part as well. So, I mean, at this point, it's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, so I mean, this ticket is very exciting, I would say, and a lot of people are excited. What is my future about Cuba? What do you mean about Cuba? So, what do you think is going to happen if Biden wins? What I think is going to happen if Trump wins? What's going to happen in general? Can you like make the question a little bit more specific? Yeah, so guys, I'm going to do the live stream today and also add the Biden-Harris segment as well, like when we were waiting for more results to come in. This is actually very interesting. When I woke up today, I wasn't expecting it to be today. I thought it was going to be like tomorrow or maybe Thursday, but I guess this gives them a lot more chance of doing a lot of things. So, like fundraising and stuff like that, which very interesting. Yeah, so at this point, Kamala Harris is officially the VP pick. She just tweeted about it. It's been confirmed a couple times. I mean, when I made the video, I just heard the CNN talk about it, and they said like Kamala Harris was the VP. But yeah, you think George Floyd? You know, the George Floyd body cams do change a lot of things. I look at them today. I mean, and don't quote me on this because I don't want to be super controversial or anything. But I mean, did the officers have to kill him? No. But I mean, it seemed like George Floyd was resisting, and very awfully, and it did look like he was on something. So whether it be like drugs or something like that. But I mean, is that enough to kill him? Absolutely not. I mean, that was a very bad part on the officers' parts. But I think the body cam footage, if anything, does help out some of the officers. And although I think they will be charged with all this stuff anyways, but it's certainly going to cause a lot of uproar. Whether, I mean, that's going to kind of throw out the case, I would say. At least some judges might do that, and prosecutors. So I really don't have like a huge opinion on it, but out of what I saw, yeah. Fox News is saying nice things about Harris. Oh my god, first time you've ever gonna hear that. I mean, also, Kamala Harris is more on the conservative side of Democrats in today's Democratic Party. I mean, if you think about it. So, yeah, I mean, essentially he's going to bring diplomatic relations. I haven't talked about this in a video. I've talked about it with some people specifically, but I honestly feel like Donald Trump is trying to kind of go against the socialist movement, not only in the United States, but in like worldwide, in Cuba and Venezuela, all those type of places. And essentially, Biden's going to undo all that and like try to go through the diplomatic route. And I think things are going to change with foreign policy in the Biden administration. China is no longer going to be a super hard threatening thing. They're going to take the diplomatic route, which might take 10,000 years, but who knows how will that turn out. If Biden wins, he'll be a one-term president, and if he's alive by the end, he'll step down. You know, I think he already committed to be just a one-term president, and Kamala Harris will probably run. She probably also would be a one-term president, I would say, just because party fatigue will probably start to kick in after 4 years of Biden and 4 years of Harris. Again, we're still very far out, but remember, we're still not completely done with the election, because again, we're just starting. I think the campaign officially starts today, when the full ticket is assembled, and essentially that's probably what's going to have to be. I think a very smart thing that Joe Biden could do is assemble his team, who his cabinet members are going to be. Get Bernie Bros excited and said Bernie's going to be Labor Secretary or something like that. Yeah, I mean, who's leading Cuba? Diaz-Canel. He is essentially Castro 2.0. Like, that's like Castro's right hand. And, I mean, in a lot of these places that are currently having communist leaders or socialist leaders, depending on what you call, where do you think is the line, they're probably going to be changing power. But, I mean, yeah, I'm going to leave office, but then they just give it to the right-hand man. Whether it be in Venezuela, giving it to some other corrupt politician like Diosdado Cabello, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, the policy I think that the Trump camp has been using has been somewhat more effective than what the Obama and Biden administrations have done. However, we don't know because we're still not there. So yeah, you know, like at this point, the Biden-Harris ticket is a strong one. And yeah, so I mean, this was a shorter live stream. I just wanted to check in with you guys. So I think I might end it here. I'm not sure, but if I do, I think I might end it here because I have to go. But I will be back at 8 o'clock to talk about the primary that are being held today, as well as the Biden-Harris ticket, which is roaring the nation at this point. There's like over 200,000 tweets on Twitter. Everyone's gone insane. Trump campaign has already started to go through with its hate ads. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video or the live stream. If so, please give it a huge thumbs up, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video and goodbye.